Hey Cancer, welcome to your May 2023 Astro Reel. We're going to be taking a look at the dates of May 15th to May 31st. Yay! It's my pleasure to read for you. You know how it is. You also know that these readings are timeless and signless, so you actually don't need to have any Cancerian placements that are significant in order for this reading to be for you, and you don't have to be watching this video at the time that it's published. If it resonates with you, then chances are it's for you. And if it doesn't, I would invite you to wait a few days, see how the energies unfold, because chances are it is for you, but it's just working its way in. All right, if you'd like to work more personally with me and my spirit team, you know exactly where to find us. Ding, ding, ding. All right, so let's jump right in. So Cancer, immediately as I was working on getting your cards together, I was getting kind of a feeling that there's something in your past that you were kind of like boop, flippant about. It's like, boop, I did something flippantly, and it may have affected somebody else. Okay, you did something. Let's reach up in to a higher perspective. You expressed your energy in a way that was flippant and was disregarding of the effects that that expression of energy or that energetic output would have on surrounding energies, right? So as we come back down here to the form, the details, what that may have been for you, depending on who you are, for some of you, it could have manifested, that dynamic could have manifested as signing papers about something or for something without looking closely at it, and now you have to work with somebody that you don't particularly care for. It could have been saying something or doing something in a moment of not really paying attention, or being in a certain mood, or being in a frenzied state because you were triggered, that you said something or did something that may have created tension between you and someone else, and may or may not have lost you an opportunity, right? For example, there are quite a few ways that energy dynamic could have manifested for you, and it would depend on your specific life and the events of your soul's curriculum. But those are just some examples of the energies I'm feeling in the field right now. That being said, I see that you've had to double back to kind of work through something. It's not like a Pied Piper, like, well, now you got to pay the piper, you made the bed, now lie in it. It's not that kind of energy. It's kind of like, oh, hey, you rushed through this before. You weren't aware when you did this. And the lesson here is that you're not the only one involved in this situation. You're not an island in and of yourself. What you do should focus on the well-being of others, or at least the input of other people. It's kind of that energy. And so here we are seeing you kind of going back to the drawing board. There's a little bit of a frustration. You know what? You saw what they just did. I did this because I saw you doing this. The pictures move for me, right? So it's like, whoop, and then you can't even finish the circle yet. It's like, boop, because they're like, nope, you got to go right back around because there's something you missed. What if you were to do this, and if you were following your guidance and you were paying attention, you would have stopped right here, right underneath this little necklace, and then signifying 3 minutes 33 seconds, signifying spirit's invoice. This is money related, right? You may have something about an invoice, but spirit's insight. And then you would have looked up and be like, oh, what is this? There's a whole cave right here. And then you would have followed the cave, and I'm getting fallen into the cave and gone in, and look what's here. Boop, boop. You would have gotten something of value, and then you would have come out, and then you would have continued here. But because you didn't listen to some kind of guidance, or you were moving a little bit too quickly, and maybe, I don't want to say rashly, but it depends on who you are, you may have moved rashly, you've got to kind of backtrack a little bit. Now, as you backtrack, listen up, as you retrace your steps and go through whatever process it is, notice right here, do not get off track and then be like, oh, what's this over here? go back to where you came from. Okay, so it's like, oh, okay, I've got to go back and like oopsies, I've got to go back and do something with that company. Oh, but this company is doing the same thing, 4 minutes 44 seconds, I'll just work with them. Like, no, you can't go and work with them, because now you're going off somewhere else. Now you're behind the cave altogether. No, you have to go back to that same person or that same entity, you know, the business or just whatever, that you. And some of you, I'm getting, you may have seen that cave in the first place. There's somebody there you didn't want to work with, because I'm seeing like if there's this big spider coming out. So maybe there's somebody that you didn't want to work with, or something that you didn't want to do, and so you ignored it and went about your business. Well, now you have to double back and take care of business, because why? There's something here of value for you, and it's of huge value, because look at it. It's Ace of Swords. But what I'm getting is it's your renaissance. So you were supposed to pick up something new, some new type of way of being or doing, so that you can move forward. Look at this, 2 sevens. So it's like, you were supposed to be here having choices with the 7 of Cups, right? Oh yeah, look at that. They really, who's picking these cards? They're really doing it. Like, you're supposed to find this body of water after you go in the cave, and then be like, oh look, I've got choices. What's this? And then see this as a natural extension of what you're doing. You would have gone right into what it is that you're supposed to get. But instead, now you've got this, and maybe you're dealing with some fallout now with people, or some type of situation, or stress, or just delays, or whatever. And you don't have the sword that you would have had to just be like, now sit down and shut up to all these people. Now you're out here with a twig, and they've got spears, right? So they're saying this is about a lesson. There's a karmic lesson here. Now the karmic lesson here is, wait, hold on, because I'm seeing this here, and it's almost like looking at these swords. Maybe some of you had a past lifetime. I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, this is what they want to say. You may have had a past lifetime or two where you were burned by whoever this soul is, or people who are similar to whatever it is, or whoever it is that you try to avoid or ignore working with. There may have been, like, you may have a resonance with that is kind of stressful for you. So you may be like, oh, I don't want to go back into that. And so that's why you avoided doing that whole thing. But you were kind of supposed to go back and deal with that, or experience it, and pick up what you needed to pick up. So that's what I'm saying. It was a karmic lesson. It was a lesson that you needed to get. And so you're probably like, but Jay, what do I do now? Well, nothing. Now what you do is you allow spirit to come in. It's like, they're like, hey, we're here to take you back to where you need to go. And I'm seeing this, and you're supposed to be like, yeah, let's do it. Party like a rock star, party like a rock star. That's what I'm hearing. So they're saying, get on board with going with spirit. So come on, let's collaborate. Let's go with spirit to do what we have to do. Don't be afraid to walk away from something. Some of you may have been holding on to some old energies too, even though the path towards something new was open before you again, but your fear. So we're looking at past traumas that have yet to be resolved, and they may have caused you to hold back on doing something that would have brought you something wonderful, right? And that's okay. The Chariot's here to bring you, and they're saying that to meet it with open arms, even if you can't see how this will work out well, even if you're like, oh, but I've already signed papers, I've invested, or just whatever. Spirit is like, you don't have to worry about anything. The King of Swords is like, dude, I'm just waiting to hear, is this a yes? How we all go? Should I take care of stuff? You just gotta be like, yeah, let's do it. Thank you for taking care of it. And he's like, done. Boom. And whatever it is that you thought was locking you in, whatever it is that you thought you lost, whatever, all of that is just now going to just disappear and crumble and be undone, because you've got somewhere to be. You've got to collaborate with spirit, and that's where you're being directed. They're asking you, though, to come with some awareness of what's going on. So you're going to have to do a little meditation for some of you. Some of you may have to do a little bit of light research. Light research meaning getting involved in light principles, like learning about the light, source energy, God, whatever that is for you. and opening up to spirit. I heard paying your obeisance. However you interpret that, many people interpret that differently. Some people like to do, I don't know, some people call themselves obedient. So if you're calling yourself an obedient person to source, then you may have an idea of what that should look like. It's a very religious concept. Some of you do, what is this, sacrifices. You see that as your ticket in. I don't know what people are doing these days, but whatever it is, it's really about aligning with spirit. So yeah, whatever it is, just get on board with the process. And that process is going to look different for you based off your beliefs. And so go ahead and get that underway. Spirit is definitely saying to take action steps in alignment with spirit. And I'm getting that at first things may not necessarily have this big payoff. So what if spirit is like, we need you to open this new business, or we need you to start this new, weird, I'm hearing reality show for somebody. There's something that they may want you to do, and you're like, oh yeah, maybe this is going to turn a profit or whatever, or I'm going to learn a lot, or I'm going to meet a lot of people, whatever it is. I'm not getting that it's going to necessarily start off big. And you may be like, oh, I missed the crowds because I was delayed, or I took a long time, and now everyone's moved on, and that's why I can't really get much profit from it. I'm not necessarily getting that, because I'm seeing shipments of people and souls and beings and interested parties and all sorts of stuff, 11 minutes, 11 seconds, coming in all the time. The reason their spirit is saying, why do you keep thinking that the reason why your coffers aren't filled, like the reason why people aren't like coming to you or buying out your stuff or doing all sorts of stuff is about you? What if you're waiting for these people to arrive and you're like here and you're like, no one's here, and I'm just getting this petty change, people are trickling in, and I thought they would want to buy my stuff, or they'd want to sign up for these services, or I don't know what your thing is that spirit wants you to work on, but I thought they would want to come hear me sing, or whatever it is, right? But spirit is like, no, you see this ship in the past, burnt ship in the past? What if those people were on that ship and the ship went down and I had nothing to do with you? So now, but you're in the after effects. You're now still waiting here for people who are not arriving yet because of something that happened related to them that had nothing to do with you. So technically, what if you may have been a little bit late and whatever, because or no, let's rephrase that. What if you went one way and had to come back around, and now you're seeing not a lot of people there, and you're thinking, oh, it's because I suck? But what if that's not the case? What if no one even noticed you were missing because they were delayed altogether, is what I'm getting. Okay, so I'm getting that it's safe for you to make this double back. It's advisable, because you do have to learn whatever this lesson is, and you have to learn and get this information, whatever it is, so that you can be in a better place, a better frame of mind, and more ready to take your place where you're really supposed to be. And you're on your path now. Okay, you're on your path now. Just let spirit come in and guide you. And don't be discouraged when you're not turning a profit, or you're not feeling popular, or you're like, dude, hello. That's because something is holding up the process, but it's not you. It's about something else. Okay. All right. So anyway, remember, it's about, why it's so weird. The burnt, what is it? What do they call it? The burnt downed ship or something from the past. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so it's not about you. Anyway, if you'd like to work more personally with me, or any of this sounds relevant and you would like to explore it but in your energy instead of the collective energies, feel free to reach out to me. And until then, God bless you. And don't forget to check out the May 2023 reading, which is either out already or will be shortly after this video is posted. Okay? Mwah. Bye, guys.